What is going on, guys? So today we are at Edison Volvo. Thank you to them for letting me check out this brand new 2020 XC60 extended range. Alright guys, so basically here is a tour of this XC60 2022 extended range. It's a very nice vehicle, especially in these 21-inch wheels, black on black. Alright, extended range, 36 miles of all EV electric, 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque. This thing is a beast, and at the same time though, it's very distinguished, very sleeper. You would not know that this thing produces this much horsepower. 4.5 seconds advertised from Volvo. Alright, but overall, it's a nice transition if you want to go all EV, but not ready to go all EV. All these PHEV EVs out there, the PHEVs, are really a nice way to go ahead and dip your feet into all electric. Meanwhile, you don't have to deal with the anxiety or range anxiety. Alright, at the same time though, it provides you a decent amount of space for a family hauler, and also it has the ride clearance, height clearance. You want to consider maybe a lower, smaller tires for the comfort, but in terms of everything else, it's a great vehicle. All right, so first off, let's check out the front fascia of this 2022. It's really newly refreshed for 2022. Coming from an old 2019 Volvo, you could tell immediately right here the badge is definitely different. The grille remains the same a little bit, but you have a more of a open design for the grille, pointier edges outside. But this whole area right here houses all the adaptive cruise, and it's also heated. Right there, smack in the middle, will be your 360 camera, the front-facing camera. But overall, the design right here is much more aggressive. However, this part right here is going to be blocked off. A lot of blind spot monitoring or parking sensors right here. Overall, the lip right here, it's changed a bit. Let's take a look at the Thor's hammer light right here. So right here, you see an open design right here. You see the fan right in between there. This is going to be open. This is going to be cooling off, I believe, the hybrid system in the back or the engine itself. Right, but this version is open. Unfortunately, no fog lights. You have your high pressure washer system right there and your tow hook cover. Coming from our 2019 T6R design, you see a couple of subtle changes. Right now, starting from the 2020, actually, they decided to go ahead and do the black optics treatment, the black glass treatment for the R design. So right here, you can see, instead of chrome, satin chrome, it's going to be blacked out. I believe for this version, this year's version, you could go ahead and choose between the dark design and the shinier chrome design. However, right here, you see immediately the Volvo logo has changed. Now, for reference, the logo Volvo on the older models is hollow, right? Hollow. You still have the 360 camera right there for the front facing, and this is going to be the chrome design that I was talking about. This is kind of like the older R design grille. Now for the extended range, for the new R design, the grille right here, it's a lot more individually slatted, much more, it looks a lot more aggressive. The front, the fascia itself, it's kind of concave down a little bit. All right, but if you take a look at here, this is the new Volvo badge or the emblem. It's no longer hollow, it's a whole piece unit, reminiscent of a lot of other cars competition. 360 is still right here, but this whole unit is heated. So let's say you have some snow stuck on it, your adaptive cruise control doesn't work, this thing melts everything away. All right, overall, it's a really blacked out version, especially if you have the car in Onyx Black, the metallic, the more premium color that you pay extra for. Right here, you see the Thor's headlights right there. Still a trademark of Volvo, but right here, you see that it's blocked off. The vents. You still have the front assist sonars, there's the sensors. You're missing the fog lights on the R design for the T8. All right, overall, the car's a little bit dirtier, but this is going to be the R design. I'm going to go ahead and see if you could take a look at the window sticker. T8 extended range. It's going to be the 2.0 4-liter. It doesn't come with the supercharger anymore. And from here, it's going to have 21-inch wheels, familiar to the previous ones that we have, the 2019s. It's going to be a 21-inch wheels, 255 40 R21. So 21-inch wheels. This is 40 sidewalls. So these are pretty low profile tires actually. So in terms of the rims, probably get a tire warranty for it. But overall, we're moving to the side of the vehicle. The mirrors here are heated, automatically folding, and LED turn signals. And for the roof rails right there, the roof rail system, and also the window surround, the trim, that is also covered or blacked out in piano black. Now the difference between this, it looks nice. However, the difference between this and the satin chrome is that this one might scratch a lot more easier than the chrome itself. So if you have the black mirrors here instead of satin chrome, this portion of it might show scratching quicker. All right, as you can tell, 21s all around. Still have the rotor protectors right there. Now 40 sidewall means that this is really low profile and you really have to be careful with city potholes. Moving to the rear, right there, you see the T8 all-wheel drive recharge badge. It's very similar to the Polestar type of design. All right, Volvo, again, nothing new in terms of the rear besides this area right here. So starting from, I believe, 2021-ish, Volvo decided to go ahead and opt out of the exhaust outlets. Now, you see the exhaust outlets right there on the bottom. It's facing down. Now, moving to the rear vehicle, here you see everything looks very familiar for the XC60. However, Volvo decided to go ahead and hide the exhaust right now. The exhausts are under here, but it's pointed downwards. One thing about Volvo that I think is very impressive is the fact that they hide the exhaust. However, it still make it look really nice. Very like there's no imitation. They're not trying to imitate any type of exhaust, but it still remains aggressive in the rear. Everything else remains Volvo. Very classic, very sophisticated, contemporary, especially with the design right here. You can see that Volvo is so distinctive in terms of lighting. You can tell a Volvo is a Volvo at night from just the way it looks. There's no fancy, it is LED still, however, there's no fancy LED dynamic turn signals or whatnot. So it remains Volvo in terms of that. You may call it maybe kind of boring, or I mean, how I see it is if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. It worked for them, it still works for them to this day. So anyway, Volvo spelled out right here. All right, you got your kick sensor to locate the V. This sticker is right here for delivery purposes. However, if you want to go ahead and remove it, just remember a trick that Volvo actually taught us during delivery. Find the V, kick it, walk away. And there you go. Now, there's two options. You go ahead and press this portion right here to lower the tailgate, or press this one to lower the tailgate and lock it. Now, the thing is, what my father used to do is he'll kick it, but remain here. And then most of the time it won't open, but for some reason, this time it opens. Now taking a look at the interior of the cargo space, it's nothing new, very familiar. However, for those who are new to the XC60, this is pretty class leading in terms of depth. This is going to be 22.9 cubic feet of cargo storage with the rear seats facing folded up. However, we find that we fit a ton more into this vehicle. The only thing is it limits, because of the shape of the rear hatch, it does limit this part from this portion right here from getting the most optimum cargo space. However, it's a lot of stuff that you could go ahead and fit, especially with the family. We are able to fit our stroller and everything else in it. All right, we do have the charging cables right here, a couple of mats. And for the XC60 extended range, however, fortunately, there is no spare tire. All right, there's your 12-volt battery right there. This is not equipped with the optional suspension system, the air suspension system, but having an air suspension system does help out in the long run, especially if you have 21-inch wheels with 40 sidewalls. You have your 12-volt right here, LED lighting to illuminate the rear hatch on both sides, one side here, and then you have one right here. You have a couple tie down points on the bottom portion, and overall the privacy cover folds up like that, or you can have it retract like so. There's a center pass through along here. All you have to do is press it and push through. It's a 40/60 folding rear seat. I'm going to go ahead and just close it off. This car is equipped with a 360 camera. You see the rear facing camera, the reverse camera right here, LED lighting. You can also press this portion of it to open the rear trunk. So you have your motion sensor, foot activated, and you also have your physical button, rear wiper here. You have backup sensors that come standard on the Volvo. However, you want front parking sensors, you do have to move a trim up. And that is it for the side view. Now, if you want to charge it, it is an 18.8 kilowatt per hour battery right here. We do have weather sealing that could prevent water from going in if you're charging outside. And overall, that is the exterior of the XC60. We'll take a look at the interior starting now. Now, when it comes to the handles, this is going to be keyless. You tap this to lock, and it folds the mirror in. You tap this to unlock, folds the mirror out, and also there's LED illumination right here. So these are the welcome lights right here, the puddle lights. And as I was talking about, this is equipped with the advanced package, so it does have the 360 camera right here. Now as we move in, I'm going to try to open all doors to get you a better view of the interior. It is black on black on black. All right, this is going to be the Napa leather, the R design seats. It's going to be the Napa leather with the textile right here, the inserts on the side. Napa leather, it's much more smoother, much more premium. All right, and with the textile, here's a closer look at it. It's fabric. All right, and the thing about this is that it keeps the Napa leather in a way from kind of scuffing up and also wrinkling. All right, so having a textile is good because these are the contact points, I guess, the bolstering increases the bolstering as well. Your famous Volvo restraint, the whiplash system right here. So basically, for the whiplash system, if you get rear-ended from behind, these seats actually go ahead and contour with you and they'll move kind of upwards and slanting to protect you from any type of whiplash. Going through the door panels, you see this is very familiar. Soft touch, but at the same time remaining pretty firm. Heavy grab handle. You have your memory seating for 1 and 2, driver and the second driver. These are not chrome or satin chrome plated, however, it's very premium button sounding feeling. You have your textile right here along the door panels, the door panel inserts, and very familiar is this part right here. It's a little bit felted on the interior right here, but plastic over here. Carbon cardan system, multiple speakers, and since it's the R design, you have your aluminum plated brake pedal and throttle, but not the dead pedal. All right, this is going to be the R design steering wheel, 3-spoke. And what I'm noticing is it's pretty much leather all around, no perforations on the side anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and get a better look at the interior from a driver's focus point of view. Now before we do that, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at the passenger side of it. Same material down on the inside, all right, and you have your textile inserts on the rear as well, and a little bottle holder right here. In terms of the felted material behind here, it's no more. It's not in the back. So you do see the difference between this versus the XC90 in terms of quality and material. However, there's nothing to complain about. Now in the rear seats, this is going to be Nappa leather as well. Although this leather right here feels a little bit more rougher. You have your textile inserts right here. Everything else is very reminiscent of the 2019 XC60. You have your child latch anchors right here. That is attached, so you won't lose it. All right, and also this Volvo extended range is unfortunately only 2-zone. 2020, I believe, came standard if you go for the R design with the 4-zone climate control, and you could still get this if you go for the B6 all gas model with the mild hybrid. Because of this, the battery is actually increased a third layer for the extended range. So the battery is under here along the spine of the vehicle, along the spine of the XC60. So that's why I think you don't have the 4-zone climate control. So you do have the climate right here, the climate vents. However, for the gas model, you have climate vents here in addition to the side along the B pillars. But moving along here, you still see the heated seats for the rear outer board seats right here and right here. The Nappa leather in this portion of it is much rougher than this portion. It's much smoother, maybe because it's for longevity purposes, because more contact point is maybe around here. But this part of it is a lot more rougher than this portion, Not sure if you can see it, but you can see a little bit more of a tumbled type of leather material here. Anyway, moving on, netted pockets for your map pockets, only one side. Hardened surface here to prevent any type of scuffs, stains. Very durable, especially if you have kiddos. All right. This car is not equipped with the optional booster seats, where you could go ahead and hold this portion back and make a booster seat, and you don't have to carry around a booster chair. So that's very nice, very cool of Volvo to do so. Now let's take a look at the interior. It's black on black on black on black, as I mentioned. So there you have the sunshade, you have your charcoal headliner, dark headliner, overall very dark interior with just your silver contrast stitching. Now if you press this one, the headrest is actually electronic. Anyway, so if you pull this one back, this is going to be the 40 split. You have your top tether anchors right here. Everything is still wrapped in transport material. However, you do have your 2 speaker systems along the back right there. That's why, due to the sloping roofline in a way, you don't get the maximum cargo capacity, but it's still nothing to complain about. Still a lot of cargo capacity. All right, you have your LED lighting right there, grab handlebars, and again, I think that is it for the rear. You have USB, 2 USB-Cs here instead of your 12-volt back in the 2019 days. So that's what's changing. Now moving to the front passenger side, everything is very familiar again. Textile inserts right here, and you do have memory seating for 1 and 2 on the passenger. So that's very impressive, Volvo. The passenger seats are really nice as well, very comfortable. Nappa leather, very smooth. Here, instead of the nubuck inserts that we have in the 2019s, they actually replaced this portion right here with all Nappa leather. And these contact points on the side is textile. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the interior. All right. Now this is your Sensus system. However, it's not called Sensus system anymore. The infotainment has changed to all Google based. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick tour around that. However, let's take a look at the dash right here. It is stitched, tailored, something different than the 2019 Volvo's R design. You have your Swedish flag right here, and you have your Swedish flag right around here. All right. Now, the thing about these vents right here, even though you don't have 4-zone climate control, these are shaped to go ahead and blow air way back. So these are pretty large vents, so that's a plus. In order to go ahead and close wind or block off the circulation, basically turn it to the right and it clicks. All right. There's no locking glove box, unfortunately. It's damped, and also felted. Alright. Decent sized glove box right here. All right, and then very simple design, very familiar design. You have your tactile buttons for your climate control, your tactile physical volume button. Right. The shifter has become electronic now. Uh, you are missing the drive modes right here that we're used to, but you do have electronic parking brake and electronic auto assist hold. You turn this to the right to turn on the vehicle, press this to park, reverse, neutral, drive, and also B mode is along here. You do have your wireless phone charger right here, additional 12-volt in here. Opening up to the glove compartment, the center compartment, it's limited in space. Why? Because the battery is located under here, so it's not as deep as it used to be. Still pretty decent actually. You have two USB-C ports located right along there. So 1 and 2. This is going to be new. This is going to be much larger in this. The actual real estate is the same. However, the UI is completely changed starting in 2021, I believe. So here it is. Here's what we see: speedometer on the left and a driving modes on the right. All right, because it's in park, you go ahead and I will go ahead and just press the rear, and then this is going to be in neutral. Push it up, you reveal the 360 camera. All right, you put in D, that's drive, and then you press the P button, and there you are, you're parked. Ready means that this is actually in hybrid mode, so battery functions right there. You have your 190 cruising range and 0 miles in pure electric EV cruising range. You press this button right here. Again, it's going to go ahead and bring you to the menu. You have your adaptive cruise control systems, all that on your left side, and your volume, rockers, skip next track, and your menu button right there. So in terms of the infotainment system, it's Google-based now, like I mentioned. No more is the sensor system with the individual tabs that you see from here. All right, so once for the previous years, you could go ahead and swipe to your right, swipe to your left, and it introduces individual tabs. So if you swipe to your right, it'll introduce widgets for you. But right now, there's an additional step. You have to press this button and activate controls for you to go ahead and touch up on these. Now, the vehicle is not on for now, but if you have the vehicle on, a lot of these are actually very useful, especially for a family vehicle. We've been using this. This portion right here is very useful. Right? You could go ahead and adjust your passenger seat like so, but instead of reaching over to adjust your passenger seat, you could go ahead and just touch up on the settings by using your driver's seat instead. Now you have your wireless phone charger right here that you could go ahead and toggle on and off. Locking, unlocking all doors. You go ahead and once you unlock it, you could choose between what drivers and all passengers. Auto sunroof close. All these are very familiar in terms of Volvo from the previous. So it's good that they have these options here still available. I don't see a reason why they won't be, but because you have a Google-based UI, everything is just a little bit more different, and you have to go ahead and kind of get used to it. Now, Google-based system, you go ahead and touch this, and you have multiple widgets right here that are all Google-based. But again, if you want to go ahead and select your driver's profile, meaning it memorizes your mirror settings, driver seats and everything like that, or a passenger seat, you will go ahead and have to activate everything using this portion right here. So it's multiple steps, all right? It's not bad. It's good that it's just a slight learning curve. Driving modes, hybrid, power, pure, off-road, everything here. Steering assist with pilot assist, that's a must feature. That comes with the advanced package. That is also something that we prefer, definitely appreciate as a family vehicle. All the safety stuff is so well implemented, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and just start up the car right now to see if the engine turns on. This is gonna be hybrid mode. I'm gonna turn on pure mode. I don't think it's gonna go ahead and turn, it's gonna turn on the ignition because battery range is 0%. All right, works pretty good. So always start in pure mode. This right now is all electric right now. I will go ahead and see if I could turn up the ear. All right, so this is activating in all electric mode. So it might get a little bit louder, but it's getting pretty hot in here. All right, this does have heated seats and a heated steering wheel right here. I'm going to turn off the heated seats. Steering wheel is nice because it's heated all around versus just your 9 and 3. All right, and so Volvo really does think of everything. And excuse me if you can't hear me within this this fan right here. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it lower. And with the clean zone, this has a multi-step filter. All right, so that's also recommended if you're thinking about that as an option. All right.
Hey Google, where's the nearest restaurant?
There are 9 options in the area, and you can tell me the number of the one you want anytime. Donardo's Ristorante Italiano in Pound Ridge is 2.8 miles away. Should I make that your destination?
Yes.
Alright, I'm setting your destination to Donardo's Ristorante Italiano in Pound Ridge.
But Google Maps, it's very familiar. If you have a Google phone or you're using Google Maps on your laptop, everything about this is very self-explanatory, very intuitive. Right? Pinch to zoom is not bad. Maybe it's because we do have a protective cover right here from factory, but actually pinching the zoom is very familiar. I mean, very responsive. Right? You do have the option to go ahead and toggle off your traffic. All right, you have your EV payment filters right here to go ahead and search for EV charging stations. And you can go ahead and just play around with this. Route options, you can go ahead and avoid highways. Very Google-listic for you. You have a Google account. Who doesn't? You go ahead and sign on to Google like so. All right. Other than that, you could go to the Google Play Store, sign on to your account, and download Google Apps. Not quite sure how much memory this system has. Another thing is, back in the Census system, you have to swipe to your right to reveal the 360 camera. Now the 360 camera option is located here. All right, 360 camera, you have your parking sensors. The rear parking sensors, I believe, is standard. The front parking sensors, you do need to go ahead and step up to trim. So let me take a look. Test the heated steering wheel. Yes, so the heated steering wheel, all portion of it is heated. So that is a plus. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heated steering wheel, multi-stage three-stage multi-system heated steering wheel. You go ahead and activate our volume button for the cameras, wheel guidelines, the dynamic wheel guidelines, the turns. You go ahead and toggle on and off. As you see from here, it's dynamic right here. Once you turn the steering wheel, it's going to go ahead and guide you into your parking spot. Now for the 360 camera, this car is option with the 360 advanced package, so it does have the 360 camera and the pilot assist. You tap on the center, reveal the 360. It's very crisp, it's what you expect of Volvo. So the good thing about Volvo is this is very high definition quality and imaging. You press 360 again, you have your driver's side. It really goes ahead and helps you when you park the car. When you park the car, it really prevents you from curb rashing the vehicle in the city or the tires in the city, the rims. So you don't want to mess up these 21-inch rims that you paid good money for. Now, moving here, I'll give you a look at the rear camera, reverse camera like so, and to toggle off, there you go. Now, climate system in the rear and the center right there, it's very familiar as well. I'm not going to really go into full detail about this. You have to go ahead and press this and toggle everything on like so. Now, the headrest, you could go ahead and fold electronically in the rear. I will go ahead and press that and you'll hear a noise and you can see that it folds electronically. So I'm going to press the headrest fold. All right. Well, actually, they're folded down already, so apologies. You have to manually fold them back up. All right. Service position, you swipe this, and the wiper goes up like this for servicing. If you want to change up your wiper blades and whatnot. All right. I'm going to put this back down. Exterior mirrors tilt at reverse. You go ahead and do that. So when you put your mirrors in, when you put your car in reverse, the mirrors tilt to go ahead and help you with parking and not curb rashing your wheels. Along with that, you could also work with the 360 camera as well. Mirror auto dimming for the exterior, and also for the exterior mirrors. This is one of the better options, a very underrated option, especially if you have your family and you have mommy sitting in the back. Now, if you take a look at the controls right here and basically toggle on adjust passenger seat, you go ahead and push the seat up, especially if mommy's sitting in the rear. You go ahead and give her a lot more leg room without her reaching to or opening the front door and reaching over here and manually adjusting it, right, like so. So this is one of the tricks that I have, or this is one of the sweet things that Volvo offers for us as a family vehicle. Now here we have the key right here for the Volvo. All right, as you can tell, it's a lot less premium feeling. All right, especially if it's an R design. It used to have the perforation leather, but right now it's very just basic, very plastic. But times are changing. All right, but here's the key for the R design. All right, so that about does it. I would like to thank Volvo Edison for providing me with this awesome car to go ahead and review. Basically, this car has been quite a vehicle for us. It's very trustworthy. It's very spacious in terms of providing for my family, and I definitely go ahead and recommend the XC60 for sure.